All right, buckle up. We've got the classic, crippling credit card debt, overconsumption. Honestly, I'm kind of shocked at some of these people with the. I don't even know how they even get the credit to get in this debt. This is going to be a fun video. Let's party.
I have a question. How much credit card debt are you in? Because for context, I'm 26 and I have $10,000 worth of credit card debt. And I will be the first to admit that I'm not perfect, but it's like people my age have $55,000 worth of credit card debt. Do you see how my eyes twitching? That shit stresses me out. Like $55,000 is my take-home salary from my last job. Like I think I'm just morbidly curious on like what gets you to the point of $55,000 worth of credit card debt?
No, I'm actually curious too. Like, I know a couple cats. Like, right now, I have $4,000 in credit card debt, which is interest free till June. And, I'm just going to pay all that off in, one swoop. But that's like kind of calculated, interest free till June. But, dude, I've never even had the opportunity to go $55,000 in debt. It's classic. But I think this is the big one right here.
The thing is, I know I have bad spending habits, but I don't want to fix them. I want to be able to afford them. And in the meantime, what I don't know can't hurt me. So just don't look at your bank account and just go with it.
I have $40,000 in credit card debt. 40. So let's talk about it.
I think that's the big one, though. Just like, fuck it. Whatever. I don't, you just swipe. You don't even know. You don't even know anymore. But this is crazy, though, and a lot of this is women. Maybe men just don't want to talk about it, but I do know, I know one guy who was, like, verbal about it, an acquaintance of mine. I'll talk about that in a second, but, like, right here, this one's crazy.
As of today, I am $8,107 in credit card debt.
Hold on. 1 second. If you're not looking, she's got, like, who's handing out these lines of credit? Like, this chick's got to be in her early 20s. Like, dude, I'm 35. I just now got a credit limit of like 10 grand. You know what I mean? But seriously, like, how do you even get that? And you're sitting there like, oh, maybe she's got a great job and shit. Okay, let's hear her out.
Dollars in credit card debt, not including student loans, but we're going to ignore that for a little bit longer, and I do not like it. So my goal this week and also subsequent weeks is to really grind it out and get this shit paid off. The goal is to make an extra $1,000 a week with Instacart, which would be $142 a day, so we'll see about that.
How do some of y'all have $27,000 in credit card debt?
Now, I was thinking to myself, maybe she's got a prestigious job and she's, but not, she's doing Instacart, dude. Like, no offense. I'm just. And then you think to yourself, you're like, oh, well, maybe an emergency or maybe you lost your job. The one guy I do know, this is how he had it. Because I was like, he was literally 27, almost 30 grand in debt. And I was like, how is that possible? And he was like, Best Buy credit card, Macy's credit card, this credit card, Capital One, Amex, MasterCard, American, Bank of America. He had like 9 cards, all with like $2,000, $1,500 to $3,000 limits, like the standard. Like some of them like $500 limits. But this is the big one, the snowball effect.
I just want to know.
Years ago, I was in $60,000 of credit card debt, so I'll tell you exactly how that happened because I also never thought that I would get there, and it really does happen kind of fast. So the number one factor for me was the fact that I had so much anxiety and shame around money that I would actively avoid my finances. Like, I couldn't even look at my bank account, let alone sit down and make a budget. So all this in money advice and how to get yourself out of debt and whatever was kind of irrelevant to me because if I couldn't even get myself to the computer to, like, open my bank account, I couldn't do the rest of it. And because I didn't have a budget and was avoiding my finances, it was really easy for me to not know how much I was spending month to month on like subscriptions and various expenses that you accumulate over time. Plus, this was like the worst mental health period of my life, so my ADHD was rearing.
Sorry, but this is like the amount of people I've come across that was like, my anxiety did it. My ADHD led me to $37,000 of credit card debt. Subscriptions. I'm not actually mad, but I'm just like, whoa, dude. That's the best excuse I've ever heard.
its ugly head, and I was impulse spending. I also just had a very nihilistic attitude of like, it doesn't even matter, whatever, I'll just deal with it later.
That's a big one. Like, fuck it. What's going to happen to me? Like, this is the big one. Am I going to go to prison if I don't pay my credit card debt? And it's like, no, you're not going to prison. I looked it up. Google. No, I'm just kidding. But this is another one, too. Like, even if your shit all goes to collections, over time, this guy right here, he goes, when you remove a $1,700 Capital One collection and a 33 late payments with a $12,000 repossession, and now he removed all of that off her record. He goes, now she is in the 700s and gets a new car. Honestly, I'm not even mad at it. I'm really not. I'm not. I get it. Anyways, back to the ADHD girl. We all have ADHD. Look at me. Jesus. It was my anxiety, dude.
But the thing that you don't realize when you first start getting into credit card debt is how quickly the interest compounds over time. And this is how you can go from having like $8,000 in credit card debt to $27,000 or $60,000 or whatever it is. I just didn't know how quickly debt would accumulate once it started. Like once the ball started rolling, it gets away from you really fast. So the question is not how does someone end up with that much debt? The question is like, what are the patterns that got you into debt in the first place?
What are the patterns? It goes, aside from outside of your control, like inflation, wage exploitation, and economic oppression. Yeah, I'm going to say it's just frivolous spending, honestly. And it's not really her fault. It's kind of all of our faults. It's actually the bank's fault. They should know better. They're the ones handing this shit out. To be fair, you know, and then the compound interest, it's like 20% on $8,000. What is that? That's like $1,600 every month. Every month, an extra 1,600 big ones. Just boom, 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 boom. But I saw this documentary on Netflix. Awesome documentary. It's called Buy Now, The Shopping Conspiracy. And it's basically like how, you know, just think about it. Amazon, just everything's right here. And kind of the biggest moral of the story is it used to be a mission to go buy something. Like you have to go to the store, you got to find it. Does it fit you? Now it's just like, oh, there it is, ding. And then with credit cards, you just kind of like, you don't even need to save $5,000. It's like, I just got $5,000. How people are getting this, I'm still not sure. Like I was never this, I guess you could call it lucky. I was never unlucky enough to just like go, here's a $10,000 limit. You're 22. That never happened to me. Like I never even got in a position to be fucked. But this is a great documentary. But it also shows that it's almost like the lengths they go through to actually keep us buying shit. It's criminal. It's a great doc. Really good shit.
And so what I wish we did was I wish we educated young people. I wish all through high school we were educating.
This one goes, bad spending habits and poor financial decisions help the economy thrive. Awesome. Hold on one second. Ladies calling me. Sugar tits.
Hey, baby.
I remember that shopping documentary we just watched?
Yeah.
Oh, that was crazy. I'm doing a video on it right now. But I gotta tell you, okay, I love my girlfriend, but she's like, I think women, man, they know how to shop. Like, I looked it up. Apparently, men have more debt than women, but honestly, it's probably because most of us are spending it on the women. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, Amazon's at my fucking house like every day, every other day. Like, I'm like, why? Anyways, she helps the economy, guys. Give her a break.
This creator is suggesting would be awesome in schools, but it's not going to happen, at least not to the degree that it needs to happen. And the reason why it's not going to happen is because the economy thrives on reckless spending and people making bad money decisions.
Now, if you look behind me, right, the documentary I was just talking about was kind of also how much pollution. We're not going to get into all that, but it's pretty alarming shit. Everything behind me looks like I just have a bunch of stuff. But here was a big takeaway from that doc was just like a lot of the shit just gets thrown out. Everyone's always upgrading something. It always just gets thrown out. So me, like a lot of stuff, I just so happen to like old school shit. Okay? So, you know, safe to say, your average person would just chuck that shit in the trash. But me, I turn it into decor. And the TVs still work and the radios still work and all that. But, you know, I'm also part of the problem though. You know, like I'm selling t-shirts. I got a link below. And thanks to everybody who has, you know, ran up that credit card debt just to buy a tee and support the RLP army. Anyways, here's a big one that I used to do, though. It's gas station money. Hear this chick out. She just started working at a gas station. She's blown away. But this is a real thing, and I used to be this guy.
I wonder if anybody else out there knows what gas station money is. They come in 2 and 3 times a night. And they spend $20 to $30 a time. Now, you add that up. I don't know where they're getting their money at. And it's lottery, it's drinks, it's cookies, it's food, it's cigarettes, beer. One I work at, they treat it like it's a bar. I mean, it's straight to bar there.
Okay, I never did the lottery shit. I don't gamble. I'm a hustler. But, dude, I used to every single day was... Every morning, I'd buy a black t-shirt for $5. This is years ago. This is like a decade ago. Every morning, a t-shirt, pack of cigarettes, a soda. It was just to get my morning revved up. I'd be back there by the afternoon buying something. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was like something to do. I mean, I was making like on average like, you know, $250 every single day. So I was like, I could just shit out $50 every day. No big deal. So that's another thing too. I don't know how many of you guys might not know about this, but some of you guys, you know what she's talking about. It's a weird thing. It's this weird, I mean, when I'm at the gas station sometimes, motherfuckers is in there like, they're grocery shopping. And I'm like, dude, Publix is across the street. But I do get it. It's a real thing. I think that's like small potatoes though, compared to the online shopping shit.
I have one more hot take. Credit card debt is not normal. I feel like people make a joke out of it on this app. I get it. If you are in between jobs, you are struggling, and you genuinely need to accumulate credit card debt. This is not what I'm talking about. I am talking about people that go out to dinners, go on vacation. I feel like there's a lot of young, impressionable people on this app, and I want you guys to know that it is not normal. I talk to my friends. We do not have credit card debt. It is not funny. Unfortunately, real life is real. Living within your means is so much better.
I just saw that.
Like, she's kind of right. Like, for me, I don't really have credit card debt, you know? But then for the guy across the street, or, you know, maybe you watching this, maybe you have 20 grand in credit card debt. And then we get that average thing, you know? But it's like, I don't even have any. Actually, I have $4,000 right now. Interest free. But I just ran up. Like, I got a car, did some shit. A couple of maintenance issues. Just got my screen enclosure done. I just ran it up. I was like, interest free. I'll pay it off. And I will. Just pay it off. 2 grand here, 2 grand there. Boom, done. But I have the money is the difference. But here's a lot of... This is kind of another thing, too, where, like, for me, what this chick's talking about is normal. This is all going to make sense. But for you, it might not be normal.
Video of a girl asking people how much money they keep in their checking account before they start freaking out. And she said that her minimum balance that she never goes below is $4,000. I must have seen at least 4 people say that they freak out if their checking account balance is under 10K. In the checking account, I'm gonna be fully honest here and say that for the past 18 months, I'm lucky if I have 3 digits in the checking account, okay? I don't even have $10,000 to my name, okay?
Now, for a lot of people, for me, I'm 35. If I have under 10K, I'm freaking out, dude. Okay, I'm working every day until I'm back up. But that's just me. Some people are super comfortable, but this is like a lot of people right here. Like $425 in their checking account, but $41,000 in credit card debt, $0 in savings. Okay, so the whole credit card debt is a normal thing, and this is a normal thing. It seems to be this is more normal right here. Like, I feel as if people have more credit card debt than they actually do liquid. And that's not a good thing. That's not cool. It's not cool at all. It's not cool. This one, though.
Daily finance check-in, you know the drill. Debt remains the same, $41,905.14. And my checking account is now at $425 because I spent $25 on gas, a necessity.
Not to laugh, but here's another thing too. Like, if you have under 1,500, or maybe it's $2,000 now in your checking, you get a fee every month, right? And then right here, the credit card debt, you get a fee every month. And then your savings account, I could be tripping, but I'm pretty sure if you don't have a certain amount, you get a fee every month. So lose-lose. I love it.
And yeah, I have some bills due in 2 days.
If you're in your 20s, the goal should be to get to $50,000 saved up first. Like, you don't even have breathing room until you've gotten to 50K. You don't have breathing room to go spend money on a new car. You don't have breathing room to say, I want to go buy a house. You don't have breathing room to even be risky in the market and say, I'm going to put some money into Apple stock. You have to just protect home plate. With interest rates where they're at right now, if you don't have $50,000 saved and your job all of a sudden changes, how are you going to be able to support yourself?
Here's the crazy thing, though, right? Now, I'm all for this guy's post right here. Let's normalize not being in debt. He makes almost $100K a year, and this is all he needs. And this is like a 20-year-old car. All right? Yeah, I get that. But then you got this guy being like, if you need 50 grand in your 20s. Like, get at it. Dude, I didn't ever hit 50 grand until my 30s. Like, my 20s, I hit 40K, but that was me like 8 days a week, slaving away. I lived on a couch for a while. I was just saving, dude. Like, psychopath saving. But it's really not that practical. But then you got, like, this chick. How much you want to bet this chick has a nicer car than this guy? I'm just trying to make some money. So if you want to put like $100 on it, we'll hit the girl up. We'll see what she's driving. Anyways, just no pressure. Just a fun wager between a couple of strangers. I got to pay off this debt. Anyways. All right. Now, this is the big one. We're going to end on this note. But this is like some trippy shit right here. This is Millennials' net worth by age, an average here. This is like wild stuff.
Here is the latest average net worth data. The oldest millennials are turning 43 years old this year, and the youngest are 28. And if you saw our post yesterday of the Gen Z net worth, 27 is kind of the inflection point where you move from negative to positive. But millennials, man, the oldest ones up here, almost $500,000 net worth on average. So how do you stack up? Do you think this is accurate for your age?
All right, so check this out. We're going to go down to the lower bracket. So 28 years old, your net worth, the average 28-year-old's net worth is $16,000, right? All right, let's bump this up to my age. Let me just paint you guys a little perspective here. Because I know not everybody's in crippling credit card debt. I get that. But like the average is kind of what we're going for, because these high numbers are due to the people who have either a lot of net worth or a lot of credit card debt. So people with a shit ton of credit card debt, if they average it out, they make me, because I'm involved in the average, look bad, right? So in my opinion, dude, I move around a lot. Most people my age, 35, their net worth, $141,000. That's not, most people don't even own a house. They don't even own their cars. So think about that. That means, right? Let's say for me, okay? I've got some money. If you were to add my equity in my house, my cars, everything I own, probably 400 grand, right? And I'm talking that's everything I own and the liquid in my bank account. 400 grand. Okay? But then I could go right now, several men that I know, my age, even a little older, dude, you're talking, maybe their car's worth 5-10 grand. They don't own a house. They've got maybe $5 grand in savings. Maybe. They definitely got credit card debt. Okay? And there's I'd say there's 5 of them to every one of me. This is not a good thing. I'm just saying. So my net worth would pick that they were average would bring that way down, if that makes any sense. I don't know. You guys look at these numbers. 43 years old, 400 grand, 42, 380 grand, goes down 38, $225,000. I mean, it's kind of, but for the 35 and under, you know, I'm not saying you guys don't have any money. I'm just saying to think about that. Like, there's probably some of you looking at that, and maybe you're 33, and you're like, oh, I got way more than 100 grand in net worth. Okay, well, look at the average here. See what I'm saying? So you're carrying that average. And then to all the other people, you know, you're basically just holding us back. So, anyways, hell of a talk. You guys leave your thoughts. Appreciate everybody that bought a shirt. Leave the link below. And, God, you know, here's the frivolous spending. Good times.